Minecraft has just added the Copper Golem to the game, which is an automatic item sorter that you can summon anytime you want. They also added copper armor, tools, and weapons, along with copper nuggets, and there's even more features in this new update, like a bunch of bug fixes and even some new vanilla parity. We have a ton of stuff to jump into with these brand new copper features. So yesterday, Minecraft posted about 4 or 5 different teasers for this update, and pretty much everyone saw through these teasers immediately because, well, they were really obvious with what they were. They had the literal atomic numbers for copper in like 2 or 3 of these things, so we kind of knew that a copper update was on the way. However, the Copper Golem was announced at Minecraft Live like 2021, so it's been about 4 years since we've seen this guy, and last time he was just randomly pressing buttons and levers around your base, but now he's actually an automatic item sorter for you. And at the end of the trailer for this update, there seems to be another teaser for possibly the Glare or the Rascal, which were also from the 2021 mob vote. And the glow berries in the backgrounds of these images are also blue, which might just be the developers having a sneaky texture pack, or we're getting Caves and Cliffs Part 15. So let's take a look at our little buddies, the new Copper Golem. I have been sitting around for a second, and I love the sound design of these guys. As you can see, they are opening up the copper chest here. They have a lot of really fun animations. They are very lively, they're clunky, and you know what? They're just kind of great. But look at him go. He's just doing things. So to actually spawn in these guys, you can just use regular blocks of copper like this, any of the weathered or waxed or exposed or any of them that you want, and you can't use like regular pumpkins or jack-o'-lantern. You can use a jack-o'-lantern, never mind. You can also use the regular carved pumpkin, and as you see, that works for all of these dudes. Now, they also spawn in with a chest, and I 100% think that there's going to be a way to break Bedrock with this. Now, like regular golem statues, you can summon these in any direction that you want, and I already found a bug with that. So if you place the pumpkin underneath it, as you see, you get a regular oxidized one there, even to the side, but then you get the proper green color if you place it on top of there. And the block of copper actually becomes the chest, so there might not be a great way to break blocks using this, but as you see, you do get the actual golem spawning on top of it. Now, these guys do drop some copper ingots when you kill them, of course. And you might want to kill some of them because, man, they are noisy. So what is the actual point of these guys? Well, they are going to take stuff from one chest, like if you dump off a bunch of items into your copper chest, they will then pick up those items 16 at a time and put them into other chests in your world. And as you can see, this guy just put those into our first slot there. So he's going to be able to take a few of these at a time, and this will help you somewhat organize your area. So if you just come into your base and you drop off everything that's in your inventory, whatever you don't want to manually sort, this guy will pick those up, and he will try searching through all of your chests until he finds a stack that actually matches it. So the best way to demonstrate this is we have a bunch of different chests right here. Each one of these has 48 of their wool in them, and then I'm just going to drop off 16 of these colors of wool right here. He's going to be able to pick up those things out of the chest, as you can see right there. He just took the orange one. He's going to go to the orange chest and put the orange wool in with there. Boom! And now there is all of our orange wool. So he's going to go all the way down the line, which isn't actually too different than a regular redstone-based storage system. However, this guy actually opens up all the chests, as you can see there. And there we go. We got our brown wool in there. So he's going to be a little bit slow, but you know what? It's completely redstone-less, and maybe even lag efficient. I mean, he's doing 16 items at a time. But yeah, as you see, he grabs out like the light gray. He's gonna search through every single one of these chests until he gets down to the light gray one, and then he'll stack it into that one. That's actually so cool. Do you have any idea how cool that is, man? I think that's pretty neat. The amount of days of my life I've wasted trying to design a redstone system that does this, and boom, now it's just in the game. And he can do any item in the game, including non-stackable items, although I don't know what his logic for the non-stackable items is going to be, so let's figure that out. So he's going to take out one of these non-stackable items. He's got a minecart, and then he's going to look through this chest, and I don't know what he's going to do with minecart. They're non-stackable, so like, what's his logic going to be there? Is he just going to put it in the last chest? Because he's not going to look for other minecarts, right? Okay, so this is the last chest, and he didn't do anything with it. Oh, he's gonna sort back through them. Okay, let's put the minecart in this one and see if he'll... Okay, he's in the minecart chest. Is he gonna drop it in there? Oh, he actually dropped it in there! What? No way! So you can have a chest for minecarts in it, and he will actually stack minecarts with minecarts. So if we put boats into this chest, he's gonna go down the line until he finds the chest that has boats in it, and then he's gonna put your boats with your other boats? What? That's illegal. That is absolutely illegal. Oh my god. Okay, this guy is so good. I love you. I'll take you home. I'll take 100. Okay, so now he's got an axe in there. Okay, so let's put a sword in this chest and see if he puts other tools and items with the sword. So we have a sword right there. Is he gonna put the axe in there? He did not. He skipped over it. So maybe there's a way where they could like combine all the weapons and tools together into a category, and then he would actually put it back in there. But I imagine if we grab another axe, that would actually make him put it back into this chest. So next time he opens up that one, he should put the axe in there. He didn't. Interesting. It seems like he's looking for a copper axe. Okay, let's put the copper axe in there. And then when he gets down the line, he should put it in there. Imagine if he just like can't find a spot for it, so he just throws it away. Okay, he's in the copper axe box, and there he goes. He put it in there. Okay, so he's looking for exact like items. He's not going to put axes with iron axes. So if we put a spruce boat into his copper chest right there, I'm curious if he's going to stack that together with the oak boats, because they're not the exact same item type. So I imagine he doesn't have item categories. Yes, he's not going to put it in there. Interesting. So not all boats are grouped together. Not all tools and weapons are grouped together. He's looking for exact like items when it comes to non-stackables. So how is that treated for enchanted books? I imagine that is probably the same, because technically these are all the same item. They just have like sub data on them. Now you can't actually take the item out of his hands. Like if I try and click on him, or you know, shift click on him, or whatever the case may be, he's not going to be able to take that item out. So he's just going to continuously look for a place to put that, meaning that he could technically get stuck in a situation like this. Hopefully they add that feature with like how you can do a laze, you know, you just like give them an item. Yeah, so he will currently get stuck. If we put another spruce boat in there, then he would have a like item, and then he would actually be able to drop that off into this chest. Now he's going to grab an enchantment book from right here, and then he should stack that one in there as well. Oh no, okay, so he's searching for MBT data even. Interesting. So that was like a fire protection book. So if we put fire protection 4 in there, he is going to put that other fire protection 4 in there. Oh my god. We have a real way to actually sort enchanted books in Minecraft right now. Like a real way to actually sort out enchantment books based on enchantment level. Yeah, so basically this guy is a sorting revolution on 2 legs. I mean, oh my god, I love him. I'll take 1,000. It doesn't seem like the Copper Golem oxidizes over time, at least not from what I tell. I have the game at 20 times speed, and I've been sitting here for a few minutes, and the random tick speed is on 1,000. So if he was going to oxidize, then he would have changed color by now. Now, interestingly, when it comes to actually changing the color of the golems, you can just scrape some of the patina off of these guys, as you can see here, and you can also wax them. So it seems like maybe it's just a bug that they're not oxidizing right now, because if you can wax them, that kind of implies that, you know, they should be patina-ing over time. But also, during that little demonstration, the chest also did not change color, and this is not a waxed chest. So typically, if you have one of these copper chests right here, which, by the way, there's 8 of, because, you know, there's waxed and unwaxed versions of all of these. But yeah, you can also scrape the patina off of some of these. You just have to be crouching in order to do so, and of course, you can wax them to stop them from oxidizing. Now, I would just like to point out that the copper chest is the first new chest added to Minecraft since the trap chest. And when was the Minecraft trap chest added? Answer in your notebooks right now. So trap chests were added to the game in 2013 to Java Edition, so it's been literally 12 years since we've had a new chest added. So these things do sound incredible. Now, they're not a direct redstone component, like they don't emit redstone features when they actually are open, kind of like a trap chest. And I mean, technically you can mine them by hand, it's just really slow. And also they don't pop off when you mine them by hand, so don't do that. So of course you need a pickaxe to actually mine these things. Now the texture of these is actually pretty good, pretty standard, pretty much what you would expect. The hinge on the back has quite a bit of detailing on it. The top of it has the same texture as kind of like the chiseled one, but a little bit more distinct. And of course, to actually make a copper chest, it is just a regular chest and then 8 of these copper ingots, and boom, that gives you a copper chest. Now, I think a better way to do this would actually be to make them more expensive, because there's not all the different oxidized versions of the ingots. So instead, what they should maybe do is like chest plus 1 of the copper blocks, and then that would give you the, waxed weathered copper chest, because this is a waxed weathered block, and then if you just did a weathered one, that would just give you a weathered copper chest. That might be a better way to do it. That way you can jump straight to like having the fully oxidized version of the chest. I placed an oxidized one right next to this regular one, and it just combined into regular. So I'm not sure if this is a bug or how they want it to be, but if you put down an oxidized version and then a regular one next to it, it becomes a regular, and then regular and oxidized still becomes regular, and it seems like the oxidization always goes downwards when you place these. So if we place in one of the oxidized one and then a weathered, as you can see, it becomes a weathered one. Or if we place down an oxidized and then an exposed, it becomes exposed as well. So it always goes downwards. The oxidization never goes upwards when you place these in. But also, man, these double chests actually look really, really good. Man, builders are gonna have such a heyday when it comes to this, and maybe it's finally time for them to add the other chest types to Minecraft. Imagine a mangrove chest. I'm sure they could have some great times with that. And now we finally get into all the different tools, weapons, and armor that they've added in this update. So as you see, we have a complete set of copper armor and tools and weapons in here as well. Now the crafting recipes for these are exactly what you would expect. So a chest plate is still 8 of these things. Now the thing about these tools is that they are slightly better than stone. So if you look at a stone sword here that has 5 attack damage, this copper sword also has 5 attack damage. So it is slightly less than the 6 of an iron sword. However, the copper variants always have more durability than the stone variants. So the real question is, how good are these at actually mining? Of course, you can get iron ore out of them, so it's a good intermediate step up to iron, and then you cannot get gold out of this. As you can see, it's very slow. Of course, you can't use this to mine diamonds either. Now, lapis only requires a stone pickaxe. You also can't get redstone out of it. Of course, you can get coal, you can get copper, and it doesn't seem like you can get emeralds out of it either. So copper tools, weapons, and armor are mainly made for the early game players who haven't upgraded to iron or found diamonds yet, because copper is just so darn plentiful. It is absolutely everywhere. You can't get rid of the stuff. Now, copper armor is slightly better than leather, but slightly worse than iron. And this is also the first new set of armor that's been added to the game since the Nether update, which was 1.16, guys. We're on like 1.21.100 now. Yeah, there's been 100 1.21 updates. So overall, this armor looks very orange. It's not going to have quite the durability of iron armor, of course, but you know what? It's looking pretty all right. Now, of course, with all these iron tools, weapons, and armor, there is no oxidization, so it's not going to change color over time, which I do think is a missed opportunity. I would love to have my armor slightly turn green, like as I wear it. I think that would be so cool. And of course, you can trim this stuff as well to make it look amazing. Oh my god, look at that. Oh, that is so good. Now imagine that with like the patina of the oxidization. Man, that would be sweet. Now, an interesting thing is that you can actually smelt copper gear in a furnace or a blast furnace to actually get copper nuggets now, which are brand new, I believe. Now, of course, if you take 9 of these copper nuggets, guess what? You get a copper ingot. Now, an interesting question is, are they going to start adding the copper armor and weapons to mobs throughout the world? Like, can you find a zombie that's holding a copper sword or a copper shovel or something? That seems like there's some potential for future features there. Now, we do have some more things that we need to test with the Copper Golem. So I think you can make an infinite feedback loop if we have ourselves a copper chest, a Copper Golem. We'll give him some cobblestone there, and then we'll put a hopper right here and a chest for him to put items in. So he's going to take that cobblestone, he's going to put it into that chest, Yep, look at that. And then it's going to go back down here, and he's going to pick it up, and he's going to put it right back in there. So you can make cute little things like this in your world, where you just have a Copper Golem stuck in an infinite loop, and he's going to have a great old time. Now, you can also make a little bit of a clock out of this as well. If you just give him, like, a singular item in there, he's going to take that out, put it in there, and then every now and again, you're going to get a signal out of your comparator right there. And this would give you basically a kind of a long delay clock, actually. It's pretty slow. So what about the useful things with this guy? Can you turn him upside down? You can, using the Grum, so very good. You can put a lead on him as well, and now we can take him on a little ride. He doesn't look so happy, does he? And these guys can also get into minecarts as well. It seems like these guys cannot drown, which makes sense, seeing how they're basically just a robot. And now for the real question, yes, they do take damage in lava, and they die quite quickly, because copper has a low melting point, I guess. Now, the real question is, do these guys actually attract lightning? Because they basically have a lightning rod on their head. Yeah, it doesn't really seem like they attract lightning. Now, the Copper Golem does have a limitation. He's only going to search a maximum of 10 copper chests looking for an item to pick up, and then he'll search a maximum of 10 normal or trap chests looking for a place to pick that item. Now, if he can't find a place within, like, you know, those 10 chests, then he's going to pause for about 7 seconds and then go back and try and look for another item to repeat the cycle. Now, the Copper Golem is going to search a pretty wide area looking for chests. It's a 32 by 32 area and 8 blocks vertically as well. So I imagine that's 8 blocks above them, 8 blocks below them, and then I think 16 to the left, right, forwards, and backwards. Although it could be 32 blocks to the left, right, forwards, and backwards. It's kind of hard to tell, telling by the change logs. And now we have some bug fixes and parity features in this update as well. So boats will now maintain their momentum when flying off edges. As you can see, they no longer basically stop dead mid-air. They also fixed the bug where the Happy Ghast would glitch into walls if you dismounted it just the wrong way. So we should no longer have these guys suffocate and die if you dismount them next to like a cliff or next to a building or something. You can also hear the Happy Ghast ambient noises from 64 blocks away now, so that is going to be maybe a little bit annoying. That's not as bad as the normal ghast though, because you can now hear these guys up to 80 blocks away, which is well outside the despawn and simulation distance of Sim 4. But if you're playing on Sim 6 or above, prepare to hear a lot more of these guys. Now, leashed mobs can also be pulled into minecarts and boats if the leash is a little bit slack when it's next to these entities. As you can see, we can pull him through the minecart there because the leash is tight. But if we let the leash get a little bit slack when he's next to it, then he should be able to get into it, as you can see there. Now, this is also kind of changed when you're pulling mobs out of a minecart as well. So as you can see, he is leashed right now. And if we want to pull him out of that minecart, then as you can see, this is actually really convenient. So now you can very easily get mobs out of these, you know, boats and whatever. You don't have to break the boat anymore. Also, they just added the Void World preset to Super Flats. So if you are making a new world and you go under Advanced and then toggle on Flat Worlds, as you see, the Void is now a preset. This is just a completely empty world with nothing but a stone platform identical to the Java Super Flat with the same name. And of course, you spawn in survival mode. But achievements still cannot be earned in Super Flat Worlds, which is a major bummer. They really need to fix that. So yeah, as you can see, there's absolutely nothing in this world. We've been needing this on Bedrock Edition for so long, because anytime that you try to like custom make one of these Super Flat empty void worlds with like a world edit program or something, yeah, they just corrupt like a couple updates later, and then you get like grasslands on the edges. But hey, that's hopefully not going to matter anymore now that they're actually officially added into the game. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video or learned something new, then drop a like, share around the video, and subscribe to help us reach 700,000.